Welcome, everyone. I'm very excited today because we have been planning this podcast for, I don't know, maybe a year, 6 months at
At
least.
least.
I have Marianna Prokopi-Demetriades with me today, and she is a biotech innovator. So, definitely not in hotels, but we meet very often in hotels, at conferences, different talks, at different events. And she's also a TEDx speaker like myself. She's an international speaker like myself and an entrepreneur and a mummy as well. And our children are similar ages. Our husbands used to be partners as well and work together. So we have a lot of history. Marianna, welcome and thank you for being on Hotel Talk.
Thank you for the invitation. I love all these podcasts that you do with a variety of people. So
I'm all over.
I'm very, very happy to be here
I'm
today.
so
Thank you.
happy, and I'm so happy to delve into this world that you're in that I happily admit I know nothing about. Like nothing. It is not my field at all. And in fact, in general, science was definitely a subject at school I was quite keen to avoid and give up. So I can't wait to delve into the whole biotech industry. But before I do that, I don't know if anyone's picked up yet, subtly from the few words you've said that you are from Greece. And I want to talk a bit about you. I love getting into the
Mm.
psychology and to the person behind everything that you've done and created so far. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about you and your journey and what led you to the island of
Oh,
love
yes.
and Cyprus.
So I was born in Athens. Both of my parents were Greek. Quite a diverse, from diverse geographical regions. One from the far end west of Greece, Lefkada, a very, very small island. My mom, her parents were from either south or north of Greece. So again,
Mm.
very, very diverse in culture and education as well. I was born in Athens, raised there. Unfortunately, my mom died when I was 9 years of age,
Wow, that
and
must have been
yeah, it
very
was one of
difficult.
the things that you will never forget, and it takes a toll on
And you
you.
have siblings.
Yes, one sister younger than me. She was 3 years old when our
Oh.
mother died. Unfortunately, I lost her from cancer 6 years ago.
Your sister?
Yeah,
I'm
and my
so
dad as
sorry.
well. So cancer follow us all over, this
So from
life
your
journey.
family of four, it's only you now
Yes.
holding the flame
Mm.
for them all. I'm so sorry to hear that. That makes me really
Uh,
emotional. And you must have been like a mummy to your sister
yes, I was her
because with
mom.
6 years
Yes.
difference.
So
Yeah.
I remember I was doing potty training to her.
Mm.
So, I replaced our mom in the family. And this is something that I want to have a nice family and feel
Mm.
this homey feeling. That's why my family for me it's my first
It's,
startup.
it's
As
number
a good
one.
friend of mine said, your family is your first startup. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what then led you to the field of biotech
Mm.
engineering? Because you've just said some absolutely groundbreaking, earth shattering moments that happened very early on in your childhood. And losing, and especially with illnesses like that, losing a parent to cancer. I know that for many, psychologically speaking, when there is loss at a young age, actually, unfortunately, the with that loss, maybe the silver lining is that many times they become very successful
Mm.
because there is no fear.
Yeah.
they the worst has happened. So what else can
Exactly.
happen? Who cares? I'll start a business because if it fails, I don't care.
Mm.
Like there's much more important things in life. So tell us a little bit about then your entrepreneurial spirit, why you went into such a field, how did science
Mm.
play a part, and the role of technology and everything else.
So, even before my mother died, I was always curious about the environment around me. I was mixing different things in my free time. I still remember when I was 9 years of age. For Christmas, I asked for a Santa present, and it was a microscope, like this toy
Wow, yeah,
microscope.
yeah.
So I fell in love. I was cutting, little pieces of hair,
Hair
or
and
leaves, or pieces of onions, and try
yes, and
to identify what was going on in there. So I loved watching documentaries about nature, the ocean. So I was always pushed towards this field. In high school, because my dad was a little bit like, you read and study only what you like, which is not the right approach, but I was only reading biology. For me, it was an amazing field. I was always the best student in
Mm.
biology. So um, for me, it was natural to follow
Mm.
biology. I wasn't in between, medicine or biology or something different. For me, it was all about biology. I
Mm.
wanted to see myself, on top of a microscope.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. It was quite difficult because we had many family misfortunes, especially financially, when I was in my first year in my studies in the UK. So I had to make a very difficult decision, either to return back to Greece because they couldn't support me financially, or get a couple of jobs and support myself. So during the summers, I was staying there, saving money for the next years of my study. And I had a couple of part-time jobs during my studies. So for me, it was a matter of surviving and doing what I love to do.
Must have made
Uh,
you so strong and so
yeah.
determined. What jobs did you do just out of
Oof.
interest?
From I love cooking. So
Okay.
for me, even now that I'm very very busy, every night I cook for my family, and for the
Mm.
weekends I'm doing like even pastries, stuff like that. So even though I was trying to do like easy jobs, be like a clerk in a supermarket,
Mm.
I was ending up in the kitchens.
Mm.
So I even had a cooking certificate from England, a cook certificate. So I was mainly working in restaurants, in the student union, and even the supermarkets. I was cooking.
Mm.
So it was very, very hard because when you see how a restaurant in reality works, I think it's one of the toughest jobs. It's not only
Yeah, I
cooking, it's
know.
cleaning, taking care of expiration dates, ordering, with something really useful now that I have my own manufacturing business. uh, so yeah, very very hard. And at the
Yeah.
moment, I still remember there were days that I didn't have enough money to buy even a pint of milk. So I gave a promise to myself that whatever happens to my life, I will never be hungry
Mm.
to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless you. I'm sure, I don't know to say that everything happens for a reason, but the again, the best outcome that came of this is that you learned so many things then that you can use in your life.
Mm,
And you hear it over and over again. My grandfather, I've said it before, I think, on this podcast, but he had the opportunity and a scholarship to go to Lebanon from Syria to get to study at university, but his scholarship only covered a third of the fees, and
mm,
his parents didn't have the money for the rest. So he worked in the university to cover one third, and then outside of the university covered the other third. And he still got 5 degrees at the same time. He did
see?
five.
Yeah.
And then so many of the things he learned helped him throughout life, like
Mm,
Steve Jobs, who did the
yeah.
calligraphy course. And that's how fonts came about. So yeah, as you said, now you've got a business where you're putting into play all of
Yes.
your
All
side
your
hustling.
skills. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about biotech. If someone like me is not in this industry, what is biotech?
So, biotech is the production of technology that has to do with life. So, I studied biology, then I continue with biochemistry. I got a second master's in microbiology, and I end up doing a PhD in stem cells in around 2006. It was a very hot topic at the moment, and it's still a very hot
Mm.
topic now. Um,
And was this all in the UK?
all in the UK. So I spent 11 years there.
Hmm.
I was very, very lucky
And you
to
went
get.
to different universities,
Yes,
didn't
I
you? Tell
started
us.
with University of Kent, where I met my husband.
Mm.
uh,
Again, everything happens for a reason.
then London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, and then I spent 4 years in King's College.
Hmm.
I got a full scholarship, so for me it was one of the best moments of my
Mm.
life to study without having to work to
Yeah.
support yourself. So it was the first time that I could be like fully given in
And
what I
focused,
was
yeah.
doing. It was incredible, an amazing university, amazing collaborators. I got another scholarship for Hanover Medical School, where I started working on microRNAs.
Mhm.
I think we're the first people working on microRNAs. We didn't even have the right tools to either identify them or evaluating them. So we were the very few people that were working on this field. I still remember that the biology books in the university, they didn't have a dedicated chapter in microRNAs. They were that new. So yeah, I mean, my path, as I thought in the moment, was supposed to be a very traditional one. To be part of the academia, do the typical research, get a university title. Everything was looking great because I mean, one of the best universities. You have very nice publications in high impact factor
Mm.
journals. So for sure, a position is coming. I was offered a position in one of the main universities in London that I said no, and I followed my husband in Cyprus.
Oh my goodness. You see, that was love and meant to be.
Yeah, and
Ah.
then yeah,
And
the
then you
very
came here
difficult
and
journey starts for me.
well, yeah, it's almost like a massive U-turn because you come back to well, a Greek-speaking country, but y- you're in an island again, but without all of
Mm,
there's no huge university here. There's no the academia path, and those doors were
yeah.
closed off. So tell us about that.
I still remember the first day that I arrived here to meet my husband's family. I traveled from Athens uh, to Larnaca, and I still remember that the door of the airplane opened, and this heat
Yes,
hit me in the
it
face.
is. It's
It
so
was
warm.
7th September of 2007. I still remember it.
Ah,
But for some reason, I felt that, oh, it feels like home. So it was like, for me, I think it was destiny. And this is very important because when you know that you are moving to a country, a place that it doesn't have a local ecosystem to support you, it's very, very difficult to move there. So I knew that there wasn't an ecosystem here, but I thought that, if you are good and passionate in whatever you do, it might take a little bit more time, but at the end you might succeed. So
mm,
I was always very, very positive, and because the people here actually they adopt me, so I found a family here. So I said, I belong in Cyprus, and except from the personal success or the professional success, I really like to give something back to the society. So for many many years, and unfortunately, I end up during the financial crisis. In I moved in late 2010, so I start working in around end of 2011. So it wasn't great to do research while under this financial crisis. For 7 years, there were no available grants for anything scientific that you could do in Cyprus. Only if you were lucky enough to get something from the European Union. I ended up also to be supported by the government with the unemployed scheme. So for me, it was really disappointing to go and show up my 4 degrees and say, support me. I
yeah.
am unemployed. So but these things are lessons for you, and things that you might want to improve in our country for the newer generation. It's a shame to have people that work so hard and they can offer a lot, from a scientific way to improve the quality of life, uh, to not even have, the means to survive here. And I say that because while the financial crisis was happening and I couldn't find a job, a proper job, or a basic job, I was working like three different types of job. I mean,
Mm.
teaching in this university, part time in that university, doing a little bit of research to collect like a basic salary. And always my husband was, teasing me like, Agapi, you have 4 degrees, you cannot find like a proper job. I was like, what do you mean proper job? No, to be there at 9, finish at 5, get paid. So it was always our internal joke. And I said, by the end, I will convince you that what I did is the correct way to do it. So during the crisis, together with my business partner, Costas, we realized that grants cannot support innovation. They are too slow, non-existent at the time. So we decided to go into the private sector and open one of the second actually, the second registered innovative company in Cyprus. That was Theramir. We're working on microRNA therapeutics for cancer. The next year, we got so excited about this startup ecosystem that we opened up a second company, Promet Biosciences. We are manufacturers, developers, and suppliers of medical grade collagen for bioprinting of artificial organs and wound management. And while all this happening, my sister got ill from cancer. For me, it was a wake up call because it's completely different to study cancer or be in the field of cancer research. I even worked in the two oncological hospitals for many, many years. But when you have the patient in your home and you care for them, you see firsthand all these side effects and how they can cope. Um, they change completely as human beings, and there is actually no quality of life. So, 2 months after her death, I created RSL Revolutionary Labs together with my partners Costa and Anna in her memory in order to create a dermaceutical line to alleviate the side effects on the skin from therapies like radiation therapy that you might have some burns, wound management when you can take chemotherapy or immune therapy, all these little things that we don't think
Mm.
about, but
It's so important.
yes, chronic patients, they will make a difference in the quality of life. And we end up creating also a clinical trial, medical devices. So from a little idea,
And what's the name of the skin line?
F-skin.
That I saw it. I saw it at you know what, I didn't realize that was yours. I saw it in I don't know, one exhibition in Limassol, and I remembered it, and I sent it on to
Yeah.
yeah, some people I know who have been going through a tough
Mm.
time. Yeah, thought it was really
Yeah.
really
So yeah, the
amazing.
Greek part stays there.
Yeah,
So the F,
yeah,
which is the
yeah,
well-being, making
well-being.
something well. So we started being a dedicated line for cancer patients, but because we work a lot with healthcare
Mm,
professionals, they realize that it works a lot with eczema, psoriasis, diabetics, when they have diabetic foot, lymphedema. So there are so many applications now
mm,
that they're using the products for. Um, so yeah, I mean,
yeah.
many people said that, oh, guys, you don't have a focus. You're doing many, many things. But for me, it's very clear. We're creating solutions as a holistic approach to
Mm-hmm.
cancer.
Exactly. And you're
So
helping.
yeah,
And you know, if one thing helps, but you think of another, go for that. You're not just focusing on any one part
yeah.
or one medical side of things. It's everything for that person to
Mm,
have a better life, as you said, and you've lived it firsthand. How long was your sister sick for? 2
2 years.
years.
But it was really, really difficult because she was younger than me,
Mm,
a beautiful girl. We end up in a wheelchair. So the journey was really, really difficult. It wasn't only, a physical problem, it was psychological. I had a baby at the moment. My daughter was 2.5 years old. It
mm,
was really, really difficult, to manage the children. The children could see that they're losing their aunt. And financially, for me, it was really, really harsh because we started the companies. But as you know, startups, they take a lot of time to be self-sustainable.
mm,
So um, it was really, really difficult. But that's where the community comes in to offer help,
mm,
either patient organizations, my best friends, or even people that they didn't know me well. Everybody helped. That's why I say um, Cyprus is such a love island. It's beautiful. I mean, um, you go everywhere and people want to help, offer something to you. And this is something that I will never forget.
Mm. Oh, bless you. I have no words really. Yeah, I think we better not cry. So on this podcast,
Yes.
but I can't even imagine what you went through. Really, it's amazing, and I have so much respect for you and your positivity and everything you've done, and that you've turned such a traumatic experiences, not just the one, into so much good and her helping so many people. And I think that is truly admirable. So keep it up.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what else you do. So, what are some of the most exciting things going on? I mean, you spoke a while ago about genes and different trends in the biotech industry, but what are other advancements that are happening at the moment, and what should everyone be looking out for or and be interested in?
So now there is a shift for the past 10 years into a more personalized medicine,
Hmm.
which is the only way to go, especially with really difficult diseases like cancer. And personalization comes from different angles. Either you can do genomic profiling of the patient, and you can help with therapeutics, but at the same time, diagnostics. So um, at the same time, you need the diagnosis and also the therapeutic tool. So these are going hand to hand. And I think now in biotech, we are in a very exciting field and time that we do have the tools, the equipment to do this analysis, to manage all this data that we produce, even with AI, that will help a lot. To extrapolate information that is really, really useful. Another trend that I believe is really, really useful is to improve the quality of life.
Mm,
Not just treat,
mm,
but support everyone to have a very good life. And the third one is prevention. To prevent something that you know that it's coming, for me, it's key. Not only genetically, but even as a side effect. For example, one of the formulations that we created with RSL was to prevent radiodermatitis, to prevent the burn. Why you should expect a burn to come in the life of a patient when his life is so hard, instead of preventing.
mm.
So preventing medicine and improving quality of life, I think we are in a very nice era of biotech at the moment.
So interesting. It's such a fascinating field. And yeah, there's so many areas that
Hmm.
need advancement, definitely when it comes to medicine. And especially, I know firsthand as well from
Mm.
many family members who've been through different treatments, and the side effects can be, they're not
Yeah.
always, but they can be quite
Mm.
horrific. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. So what challenges apart from the grants then have you faced professionally in the biotech industry? And have you overcome them? We've spoken
Oh,
about a lot,
now
but
you're
yeah.
touching a very sensitive spot. So, yeah, I mean, imagine 2014, 15, two crazy scientists trying to convince Cypriot investors to invest to them without even have a patent, with just an idea. So that was the first hardship, to convince people that what we think that we can do, we can actually do it.
And we're just, I mean, I think that's anywhere in the world, but I think especially in Cyprus, we don't, now we have universities, but definitely, technology is such a new thing, and biotech is completely unheard of. No, it's not like there's a huge
Yeah,
research center here and we all know people in it, or it's just something just so foreign to everybody here. So I can imagine, you going to
yeah,
see people and they're thinking, well, it's not banking, it's not
yeah.
hotels, it's not
Real
restaurants,
estate.
it's not real estate, it's not
What is
law.
this thing
What is it?
that
Yeah.
it doesn't even exist? And it was really, really difficult to put a value in that, even with
Yeah.
financial firms that they said, how we can evaluate something that doesn't exist?
Yeah.
It's just a promise. So, uh,
But you managed.
yeah, fun times.
Huh? You managed though. What was your success rate, do you think? I mean, did you have to see
Look,
10 people before you got one interested, or did you have to
Costas,
see a
I mean,
hundred?
it's a funny story. So Costas is from Larnaca. He was beforehand in Boston, MIT, Harvard. He came here because he had three children, so he needed the family support.
Yeah,
He came back with American mentality, which is completely different with
completely
what
different.
we have here. So I said to Costas, Costamu, yeah, we need to find money. The only way to do is
Go and
knock
knock
at
on
doors.
doors.
Yes. So we created a huge list, maybe with like 250, 300 people. And we try to find a way. Who knows who? We are always in Cyprus, a phone call away.
Yeah.
So he starts seeing people, um, and surprisingly, there were some people that said, "Guys, I really believe in what you want to do." And I think in the start, I think we were asking for 30,000 euros from its investor, and there were people that came back. We will give you 50. We will give you 100. So these people that believed in the vision, you cannot forget them.
Mm,
And especially when my sister died, there were people that they gave me a call and they said, Mariana, you know that you are family to us. And I remember that you open up some startups. I don't know exactly what you're doing, but come from my office. I want to give you something. And they came back with a check. So these people that they are family to me,
mm,
they believe to us. They gave us the first money to start. And biotech, it's a very expensive sport and a very long journey. You need to be excellent. You need to support what you had identified. You need to test. You need to go through regulatory approvals. You need to do clinical trials. It's not something that you put your money in 2, 3, 4 years, you're going to have a return. It's very, very high risk, but if it succeeds, it's high return investment. So some of these people, they get some of their capital back already, which is
amazing.
we are very, very happy for that. And they continue to invest in what we do. So we have our first investors. They are now investors in all the three companies, which is it's amazing to have them with you
Mm,
throughout this journey. And now I have my best friends that they come and invest into me because we're always, dropping off the children to activities after school. We're having a coffee. I was telling them all these crazy plans. They were supporting me. Now they are like, Mariana, we supported you psychologically all these years. Now we want to actually invest in you. So for me, this is the best that can happen to you.
best
The people,
compliment.
yes, that they're close to you to invest as well. Um, so yeah, very, very difficult. The other challenge that I had personally, um, it took a toll to me psychologically, mainly because I was a scientist. I didn't have a financial background. I didn't have a business background. So from scientist to become an entrepreneurship overnight, it was a huge challenge. I had to learn things, educate myself, but at the same time, I didn't want to lose my authenticity. And it's something that,
Mm,
I put my foot down and said, you have to stay authentic. You don't have to change your character and
mm.
become something completely
Yeah.
different than you are.
Yeah, a salesperson or trying to show that you're something you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And actually I think that's one of I was going to say it's a testament to your character that so many people did invest and they did trust you, and it's karma. Good things come
Yeah.
to good people, and you did so many good things. You've been through so much. You've been so determined, and people can see that.
Mm.
You're not faking it. You're not pretending you're something you're not, and that pays off. And then, as you said, if you suddenly change and said, "Oh, but I'm amazing at sales,
Yeah,
and I'm amazing at accounting," and that's why we've got people that can
exactly.
support us for that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's part of being a successful business person, is realizing where you're not so strong, and then you get people to help you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very important. The team and a team that believes to you, believes to the vision. I want to be part of this journey. It's
Mm,
amazing. We started as a team of two, then three. Now we are 22 people. We have also
Wow.
external consultants from abroad because in our field you need to find people that they are very, very strategic and they have, the ideal network in what we do. So yeah, bringing the people that can help, and especially when you do something that important for the community, you need to be fast there. You need to be fast in the market, fast
Mm,
to their beds, the patients' beds, fast to the hands of the doctor. So for us, time is of essence. So you need to bring in people to help to achieve what you want to
mm,
achieve, and then continue. New ideas are
mm.
coming. Innovation never dies in what we do.
No,
So
exactly.
yeah,
Even if you invent something, it's there, it's successful, you can do something else, or
yeah.
the demand or the needs change.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it's amazing. Your brain must be like constantly,
It
wow, what
is.
about that? And
But I'm trying, to put a full stop sometimes because if I just let myself to overthink and yeah, it's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's
but I love
exciting
it.
and you love what you do, and
Yeah.
that gives you energy. I love that. So tell us about, I get asked this all the time, so I'm gonna throw it at someone else now. How do you balance? Because how old are your children now?
9.5 and 12.
Yes, it's the same.
Almost 10. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The same age with my older two. Yeah. So how do you balance? And it's a demanding age. You know, they need a lot of
Yeah.
attention. And you're married as well. Your husband's busy. He's a lawyer. He needs his time too. You've got
Yeah.
friends. You've got a social life. How do you balance it? And you travel a lot as
Yes.
well.
Which
You
I love.
travel a lot, but also mainly for speaking events.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us.
Um, yeah, there is no balance. I don't know what you mean by balance.
Yeah, it's true.
you know
Balance is
there
living.
is no balance. So yeah, I try to live the moment.
Mm,
I tried once to to put a nice program, and of course I have like a program. My calendar is full for the next,
mm,
I don't know, 6 8 months, but in between I'm trying to be focused in where I am at the moment. So once I'm back home, I'm a real mom.
mm,
And I try not to work in the weekends, which is a little bit difficult with all these conferences and demanding events. But I'm trying, to split it at least
mm,
for some months. I took some months off from events during November, December. I tried to recover from all this. Um, but yeah, I mean, when you do something that you really, really love, I think you can find the time. The problem was that I left out myself. I mean, for many, many years, I wasn't the priority. And this is something that it has to change, I think,
hmm.
at least this year,
Moving
because,
forward.
yeah, you feel that it takes a toll on you and your energy, your patience. Um, yeah, and you need to be focused
Mm,
in what you do. Health is very, very important. So
yeah,
you don't want to end up, taking care of yourself when there is no
exactly.
need to do that.
So they say a person with their health has 1,000 dreams, but a
Mm,
person without their health only has one, and that's to
exactly.
get their health
Yeah.
back. So we really have to take care of ourselves. And as you said, like balance, yeah, there isn't balance, but when you're doing what you love,
Yeah.
then I think it comes into play
Mm-hmm.
much more easily. Because it gives you, people ask me that, they're like, well, you do so many things. And I said, yeah, but I love them.
Yeah.
So they give me energy. Nothing,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't tire me out. It makes me
Yes.
happier. It makes me a
Yes.
better mom. It makes me,
And
enjoy life
the
more.
children, the family, they see this, they appreciate it, they are helping you. And I think we are in a very good age. They are
Mm,
in an age that they can understand, they can communicate, they can laugh at the problems, they can,
mm.
talk seriously. Um, I think we are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay on most days. Yeah, often I always tease my kids and they're like, yeah, and so you're the worst. I'm like, I know. There's a website out there, worstmom.com,
Exactly.
with me smiling. And then they're like, no, we didn't mean it like that. And I'm just teasing them. So yeah, we just do our best. What can we say? So how we've spoken a bit then how you found living in Cyprus, and we didn't mention that your father-in-law is a famous painter on
Yes.
the island. And for those of you who don't know, Spiros Dimitriades did all of the paintings that are in the main building of St. Raphael Resorts. So all the 216 main rooms that were built and opened in 1987 are all his artwork, which is amazing. So, yeah. Um, so, okay, you've spoken a bit about living and working in Cyprus. Let's talk a little bit about what advice you'd give to young professionals
Mm.
anywhere in the world looking at going into this field. Um, Tell us, what do you think they
Um,
can do better?
Biotech, it's an amazing field. It's very exciting, very creative. It's hands-on. So only if you really, really love it.
And I imagine, but I could be wrong. Are there more men in the field than women?
Look, in STEM, yes, more
Mm,
men than women. In biology, we are more women,
okay.
but the problem is most of the women, once they decide to have a family, have their children, they have an empty gap in their CV, and this is problematic to continue
Mm,
getting up to the ladder. And the problem is we don't have senior scientists that they are women in either establishments like research centers or companies or universities. So it's very, very difficult to see a successful female scientist in the field. And this is something that we
mm,
try to change. If you don't see the people that will inspire you to continue to become like them, it's very
mm,
problematic. In Cyprus, we have, I think, an 11% of women scientists in high positions, which is ridiculous.
mm.
But it's almost the same like in other countries. I'm working a lot with Germany, the UK. So in UK, it's at 22%, in Germany, 17%. So we are not very far off from
Yeah.
them. So it's an international problem, I think. And that's where we need to support everybody in the field, but I'm very sensitive about young female scientists, and I'm trying to be part of many organizations and many charitable organizations to help them. In our business, we are 85% women, and they're all amazing. They are so
Wow.
fast, so creative. I think we work really nicely together. We support each other because we have many women, young women that they're starting their families
Mm.
now. So
You've been there.
you can
Yeah.
understand how difficult it is. So we try to have a very nice supportive
Mm.
spirit in what we do. But yeah, I mean, in whatever you decide to do, you have to put passion and persistence and perseverance. But especially when you are working in the healthcare and life tech professionals, um, you need to have a vision. Why you pick this profession? Because you need to help.
Mm.
So I think for me, to put a person, people in what you are do at the needs of the community, it's the A to Z.
Yeah, I imagine the majority of people who are working in the field have um, quite high happiness
Mm,
levels, or, they feel very much content because we're all looking to have a purpose, to feel
yeah,
part of a society, to contribute to something bigger than we are, even if we don't realize
yeah.
it. And I think definitely it's a problem with the younger generation who are now awestruck with the idea of
Mm,
influencing or working less and having more. They realize actually having more is a bit of a limbo
yeah.
feeling. And so it's quite interesting. Are more young people going into this field or
Um,
less?
we have more people following our steps,
Mm,
which is a little bit problematic, at least for the local market, because we don't have many jobs that they
yeah.
can absorb them. So, and for us, I mean, one of the reasons that we wanted to create our headquarters here and even the manufacturing, the production, for me, it will be much easier and cheaper and faster to do it in China and brought
Mm-hmm.
in the products into Europe. But you want to leave something back to the community. We wanted to create something that the
Mm,
young scientists instead of not working in the field or not working at all, because we had many, many examples of them, to find a home
Yeah.
and create something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very important to support this field, especially when I think the number is 35% of the graduates from the local universities are in the life sciences field. So
Wow. Yeah.
where are all these people are going?
Mm-hmm.
Abroad.
Mm. Yeah. So interesting. So, what excites you most about the future? Final question before we get on to the rest. What are you looking forward to? What can we expect to see from you? What do you think might happen in the biotech industry? And yeah, any personal projects you've got coming up?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's always about finding a cure for cancer.
Mm,
Our patent just got granted in the US, Europe, Japan, and Hong Kong. It's a breakthrough technology because we try not to kill cancer cells
mm,
like most of the traditional medicine, but we found a pathway that we can reverse cancer cells to healthy ones.
mm.
This is
Oh,
something
so
that,
yeah, amazing. So rather
yeah,
than killing them, to
reversing
get do
them. Yeah.
reversal.
So with that,
And are they all the same though? Sorry for this, because there's so many different types of
yes.
cancer. Like I'm not sure if your sister or mother passed of the same cancer or different. Um, how
Yeah, I
would
mean,
that
cancer
work?
is a very complicated
Mm,
disease. It's not just one disease. All the problems arise when the cancer cells start to metastasize in,
mm.
other regions
Organs. Mm,
of the body. And our platform can target 30 different types of cancer based on specific gene modifications. We're focusing at the moment in triple negative breast cancer, bladder cancer, and pancreatic, mainly because of the budget, the time, the limited amount of people that we have. We are in a very good place where we will start in the next 2 years with pilot manufacturing production of the drug and looking for strategic investors and companies that we either license the technology to them or work with them in order to enter clinical trial phase 1. So this is a platform technology. So
this is
you started with
amazing.
one type of cancer and you can expand.
Mm-hmm,
And the main role of the drug is stopping the metastasis at every single stage that the disease is, which is for me to stop a metastasis. It's a major breakthrough in cancer. It's my dream. I know it will take many, many more years to see that ending up in the market, if it ends up in the market, because from all these breakthroughs, a very limited amount ends up to be used by the human population. But yeah,
mm,
this one and the bioprinting of artificial organs. My sister died from her kidneys at the end, not from the actual cancer. So imagine if you could replace some
mm,
of the organs that you have completely
mm-hmm,
destroyed by try to make these people well. So everything goes hand in hand. For me, it's like the quality of life. And we don't try to make the superhuman
mm,
or extend our
mm-hmm,
life forever. That's not our scope. Our scope is if you are lucky to be in this world, at least have a quality of life,
mm-hmm,
live it well.
mm. Absolutely. Well, I think so many people who listen to this will just be amazed by everything you've done. I am. I'm blown away. I can't believe I've known you for so many years and I didn't know anything that you've just mentioned. And I have such newfound respect for you. I admire you. I think you're fantastic. Oh.
Thank you.
Favorite quotes?
Oh, yes. So you said that you're going to ask me this question. So I
Yes,
start,
it's the everyone, it's the only question that I give in advance because many times I ask
yeah.
people and they're like, oh, and then afterwards they're like, I should have said. So I always tell people in advance, think of your favorite
So
quote.
yeah, I tried to think, and then I said, okay, I may not have a favorite quote, but two words that
Mm,
really matter for me is that Meraki and authenticity can take you anywhere in this world. And this is something that I keep telling to my children.
Mm,
Whatever to decide to do in your life, put the whole of your soul in it, your passion, and be yourself, be
mm,
authentic. That's the most
absolutely.
important in life.
Absolutely. 8 billion people and everyone else is taken. The only one
Exactly.
left is
Yes.
you. So here's our bonus
Oh
question, the
my
crystal
gosh.
ball.
Let's see.
Let's see what you got.
Da 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 da. Ooh, if you could have any superpower, what it will be?
Oh, I think someone else has asked this before. I love it.
Uh, to be different places the same time.
Be the mummy at home
Yes,
and then the businesswoman on
it
stage.
will save me a lot of time and
There you
energy.
go. Clone yourself
Yes,
and
next
remember all of
project.
it. Yes, you're in the right field, that's for sure. Marianna, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I've loved every minute of this episode and this recording. It's fascinating, and I can't wait to see everything you do. I wish you all the best from the bottom of my heart.
Oh,
If anyone deserves it, it's you.
thank you very much. I was very, very glad to be here and have a nice talk with you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it helps us more than you may realize. If you are planning on coming to visit us at St. Raphael Resort and Marina, feel free to email our reservations team quoting Hotel Talk and receive an exclusive offer just for you. We look forward to seeing you soon, hearing your feedback about our show, and producing many, many more interesting episodes just for you, our listener, and our valued guest in mind. Thank you so much, and take care.